You know, Minnesota's a land of 10,000 lakes, and one of my favorite things to do is just go down some of the roads less traveled. There's some really well-known lakes in Minnesota, some famous fisheries. But besides the larger lakes that get a lot of notoriety, there's so many small lakes that are just hidden gems. You know, it's a recon mission in the sense that you can use your online resources. It's just fascinating to me how good the fishing can be on such small water. Oh!
He came up the first time, missed it. Come up another time.
That's a great
had him
fish.
on, and then he missed it again.
Here. I'll let him here just so you...
Yeah, he's not hooked that good.
Oh, that's fun.
It's fun when they come back and get it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Jumped right in the net. Well, that's a nice way to start the morning, huh?
That's no fun, is it?
Got a half-hour window of fun fishing here. We're gonna have to go deep.
Good way to start the morning anyway.
Oh, big old mouth on her, huh?
Yeah, that's a nice fish. Good and healthy. Typical summertime fish. You'd like to see them with that big belly. You know, this time of year after a tough spawn, now they're already feeding back up, getting ready for a long winter. But we're midsummer, we're good.
Yeah, we're just basically on a new body of water. Neither of us have ever been here before, you know, but it's Minnesota. I mean, there's so many quality bass lakes out here. And we're just looking at a lake map, and you start throwing a top water here right away in the morning.
What, second, third cast? It's like, hopefully it does that for a little while longer. That's fun.
That's either a good omen or a bad omen.
Yeah, wasn't the first cast though, so we're good. Yeah.
But yeah, and this is just fun fish. I mean, I love going to new bodies of water and just trying to figure things out. And I always joke there's a lot of lakes over here in Minnesota that I probably won't be back to in a while. Tried a lot of things that don't work, but you know, there's just so many little lakes and such great quality fishing on a lot of little lakes. Usually the less fanfare, the fewer the cabins, the fewer the people that know about it, maybe the longer the dirt road you got to drive down to get to it sometimes. But there's a lot of gems out here for sure.
Sure are. How I dissect a new lake, it's kind of the same thing that we did today. You just kind of go out and look. A lot of times you don't know what kind of grass or what kind of structures in the lake, or if they're going to be shallow or if they're going to be deep. You just kind of look around, and like I said, a lot of it's instinct. You just, man, this looks like they should be doing this, they should be doing this, and kind of try a little bit of everything, and then you kind of get it all figured out where this worked, or we went on the shallow inside weed line and that didn't work, so we went on the outside weed line and that worked a little better. And it's basically trial and error, and just, you know, looking at your surroundings and try to figure out what the fish are doing and let them tell you what to do. There he is.
Got him?
Yep.
All right.
That one might be a little better one.
Oh,
yeah.
Does it get any better than this? I love that.
And he's got it like,
oh, look at that.
buried.
See if you can jump him into the net.
That's not any fun, is it?
I'm gonna keep casting.
I don't blame you.
Oh, cool.
He's alive. Very lively. Well, that wasn't any fun at all.
It didn't look fun.
Yeah, another nice one. I mean, we just got started. The sun's starting to come out. Pretty fun day, hopefully, if we can keep this up. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how long this topwater thing's gonna last, but let's do it while it lasts.
Let's take advantage of it while they're doing it. We'll get him back in the water and
a couple of fun ones
keep
right
throwing.
Away.
There you go, buddy.
You know, when it comes to fishing weeds, you know, sometimes you just have to slow down and really figure out the nuances, you know, as far as where the edge is. You know, is there junk weed coming up 3 feet off the bottom, you know, compared to the big wall of weeds that's coming up 10, 15 feet off the bottom? Is there inside corners, or there spots where the bottom gets hard, where you have a distinct harder edge along that weed bed? And so there's all kinds of different things you can try to figure out, whether it's visually looking into the water or you're using your side imaging, you know, using whatever tools you have available, you know, just to try to really fine tune those weed patterns.
Jason Mitchell Outdoors is brought to you by these industry leaders.
You've waited all winter for this. We can't wait either.
You can't choose the weather, but you can choose to dress for it. Introducing Blackfish Performance Rain Gear. Utilizing patented eVent technology, this advanced membrane allows body heat and vapors to escape while offering 100% waterproof protection. With an exceptional combination of waterproof and breathability ratings, Blackfish Rain Gear keeps you dry all day. Whether on the tournament trail or chasing weekend walleyes, choose Blackfish because you can't choose the weather.
Every day, it is you against the fish. From the Fish Hawk and Pro Tiller to the Bass Hawk and Raptor, Crestliner's entire fleet is designed to maximize your pleasure and performance on the water. Handcrafted, continuously welded seams combined with high-grade, heavy-gauge aluminum lead the industry with unbeatable engineering, strength, and durability. Crestliner has been catching fish for over 70 years. Crestliner, forged with strength, defined by durability.
From the makers of the legendary Salmo Hornet, meet the new Salmo Freediver 9. Capable of reaching depths over 25 feet, the Freediver has set the new standard for deep diving walleye crankbaits.
See that Freediver, that fish just mugged that bait.
Individually handcrafted, tank tested, and tuned by Salmo artisans, every Salmo lure produces perfect action every time. Catch more fish with the new Salmo Freediver 9.
You know, the thing about fishing so often is be reactive in the sense that so many people make up their mind. They make up their mind before they even back the boat in the water. Tell you what, some of the best anglers I've ever seen, they're not necessarily better as far as fundamentals or their technique. They don't have any secret voodoo magic, just they react. When we went out this morning, top water is the last thing that I thought we would be doing, to be honest with you. I mean, it's almost August. You know, I figured it'd be just deep weed line, finesse style fishing, you know, your classic typical midsummer Minnesota bass fishing patterns. We get out there, you know, we're fishing that stuff, we're not getting bit. In the meantime, we can just see boils happening all around us. Well, you don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed to change it up, and that's exactly what we did. There we go. Whoa!
Doesn't look like a pike to me. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Come here.
Need the net?
Yeah, I will. This is a nice fish. That's a nice fish.
Right back
Look at
to me.
that. They're just
Oh, you can't even see the bait.
sideways.
That's when you know you're throwing the right bait.
There. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Another
Look
challenge, huh?
at the belly on that fish. Well, I think we found a lake Chad to put in the memory bank, huh?
Yeah. We're
That's a
and
nice
we're just
average.
getting started.
Nice
That's what's fun
average
about
size. Look at the jaws on that. Oh, that's good stuff. Fun fishing. Yeah, we don't even know. You know, that's a fun thing about going to new waters and exploring is we had it in our head we'd be jig worming. We had it in our head that we'd be drop shotting. You know, we didn't ultimately know what we were going to do, but we saw a couple of bass bust the surface, and the weeds are a little bit taller than what we anticipated in places. So
Yeah, and most people don't even expect to fish a topwater in 10 to 12 feet. I mean, they think topwater, they think up by the bank and stuff, but these fish will get out around that edge of the grass and they'll come up for
well,
food.
seeing
you know?
a couple of fish, you know, kind of clued us in
Yep,
for sure.
did. You always got to pay attention to your surroundings.
No doubt about that.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I fished the FLW Tour. I've been doing that this is my 17th year actually. I got started back in '02. I got fired from my job for fishing too much, so I just decided to heck with having a real job. Just go fishing and have fun, and I've had a good career, and yeah, I've been doing it a long time.
Oh,
That's a big one.
is it? Oh,
Do you see what I was doing? I was adjusting my thing so I could cast next. It was just sitting dead still, and he came up and just...
sometimes backlashes are.
It wasn't, I was just trying to adjust it so I wouldn't get one next time. He just came up and got it.
Oh. These are nice fish.
Good quality.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's probably the biggest one yet. Nice work, bud.
Yeah. He got it. You gotta be careful with these hooks too. It's when you know they want it.
Anybody want a pair of Jason Mitchell Signature Series pliers that you can hardly open or close?
I'm gonna order some as soon as I get back to the house.
Phone's gonna ring like crazy after this show.
Got one out.
Got to be a real strong man to use them,
Yep,
Chad.
it increases your hand strength.
The old Samo strikes. Oh yeah.
The belly on that one.
That is a dandy.
That's a good one. Tell you what, I think we can do better though.
Yeah, we'll keep trying.
I'll get her back in the water. That was a cool bite because the cast before that I kind of had a little overrun, and I popped it a few times and I was adjusting it so I wouldn't have that.
Just
and just
floating
sitting
out there.
still. And I mean, she just came up and got it.
The fluff.
Yeah. That's sometimes the guys don't think about that. They just keep working their bait, and sometimes if you just let it sit still for a little bit, they'll decide they want to eat it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Now, if you love to fish topwaters, a couple of new lures to check out is the new Rattle and Pop and the Rattle and Stick from Selma. These lures were introduced at iCaster this past July of 2019. Can be available to the public soon. This lure here has got a wicked walk the dog action. It's got a really loud rattle that I love. This lure here is just easy to cast. It's got that long cast system. Again, loud rattle, but both lures move a lot of water. Both lures have good hookup ratios. They're just phenomenal topwaters if you love to fish for bass. So when you're fishing Minnesota, you know, when you're finding these, or you're trying to find these under the radar lakes, small lakes, there's some really good information online, and we use this information when we're trying to find ice fishing lakes as well. The Minnesota DNR has a website. There's a lake finder section on the website where you can look up lakes, you can look up counties. The beauty of this is that you can see what species of fish are in the lake. You can see average size. You can see the size structure of the fish. You can see the population densities of fish. It's just a really useful tool, you know, for what lakes to try in a county, because, you know, a lot of these counties have well over 1,000 lakes, like Otter Tail County, and we're further north of that, but there's just so many lakes, so many small lakes where you can find quality fishing. Got him?
Oh yeah.
Good one?
Yeah, it feels like it.
All right.
They're all good ones.
True. Especially that one.
I think he's an acrobat or something.
Oh yeah. Well, that tells us something. You're casting a little bit off the edge here. I'm kind of working closer to the weeds, and
anytime they jump that high, I don't care how big
they
they
get
are.
points.
Yeah,
That fish got
he got
points.
style points for that one. That was a good one.
That is a really good one, though.
Nut him in there. Perfect. It's getting silly now.
Keep on doing it. Well, you're on your own. I can't not pick up a rod and keep casting.
I would be. Definitely. Now the pliers are something else. Signature series, you said?
Signature series, yeah.
Do you, have to?
You keep catching bass like that, Chad, you'll have your own pair of pliers.
Another nice one, buddy. I mean,
that is a nice one.
See, they haven't been off the bed too long.
Yeah, their tails are still a little beat up.
A little bit, but they're hungry and they're eating, so that's all we care about. Let's get her back in the water and catch another one. A lot of figuring the fish out, like I said, trial and error, but sometimes they want it really fast, and sometimes, like today, we figured it out on accident. they wanted it really slow or even sitting still almost. So you'd work it a few times and then just let it sit, but try different retrieves and different ways to bring it in. It could be walking it real fast, or it could be just a real slow retrieve, or it could be just dead still. They don't always want it the same way, so it's trial and error. That was a great strike.
They're all great, aren't they? Some of them come all the way out of the water, some of them just slurp it up.
It was great because you weren't expecting it.
Kind of like a pheasant flush, you know, a lot of times.
He kind of scared
They
you, didn't
surprise you, don't they? All right. This one wasn't hooked quite as good as some of the other ones. Easier to get out of the net. Ah, these green fish are fun. I love coming over to Minnesota and doing a lot of this bass fishing. Obviously, there's great walleye fishing over here, and the quality of fishing you're going to find in Minnesota for bass is probably as good as it gets anywhere in the country, really, as far as just quality fish. I mean, you've been all over North America chasing these fish.
I have, and it's just, you're right, the quality. I mean, and it's overlooked because most people in Wisconsin, Minnesota, all, you know, the Dakotas, they like to chase walleyes, and they're not overlooked, but they're not pressured as much as they are down south, and it's really fun to get out here and get after them and see how the quality and they just came off the bed not too long ago, and look how healthy they look already. It's awesome to come out here and catch them.
Yeah, you know, and obviously this is a public lake. You can see cabins around here, and there's nobody out here.
Yeah.
And there's lots of lakes like this, and so when you have good-looking spots, bodies of water where there's good fish, and they haven't been pressured, you're the first boat to fish them. Maybe we're the first boat to fish these fish in a week. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
Those fish make you look better.
It doesn't seem very hard today, but I'm sure there's days out here where it can get hard.
For sure.
But we're going to take advantage of it when it's not.
But if there was a boat in front of us and a boat behind us, it'd be a lot harder, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
that's what I love about Minnesota when it comes to bass and a lot of these lakes. Oh, got him. It's sounding good.
It sounded really good. I don't know if he is.
Unbelievable.
Get that.
There we go. All right, got a little bit of salad on there. That's a nice one too. Oh. So yeah, I didn't expect to be using poppers today, but I'm sure not going to turn it down. I mean, is there a funner way to catch a fish? When we started seeing fish jumping and we were pretty sure that they were bass, you know, for both Chad and I, you know, the light bulbs came on. I was like, oh, this could be fun, and it is. I mean, if I could pick just one way to catch a bass, I think I'd have to go with a top water every time. I mean, it's just as fun as it gets, especially when they're big fish. You know, you just see that boil. I mean, some of them come out of the water, some of them just kiss it or slurp it off the top. Well, you can catch big bass on a top water, that's as good as it gets. There we go. Look at the belly on that fish. Oh,
God, it's a big one. It's when you know they want it.
when we switched up to those top waters this morning, Chad caught that fish right away, and we started having some success with it, and it was almost like sand running through an hourglass. We knew we weren't going to be able to do it all day. We knew that it was just a matter of time before it was over, and so take advantage of it while you can. Be an opportunist. So with that being said, that sun got higher, it got hot. You know, we knew at that point that we were going to have to change it up. And so at first we started out with drop shots, we started out with some shaky heads and tried some different things. And ultimately when we went to the Nico rig, we had to put the pattern together again, in the sense we had to try to find out what type of transition those fish were relating to and what type of a profile in that weed line that those fish liked. And a lot of it was inside turns, where you had tall weeds reaching the surface and maybe 10 feet of water with maybe 3 feet of junk weed next with a little bit of a distinct edge. And a lot of times with bass fishing and weeds, it's all about the edge. What kind of edge are those fish holding on?
Oh, that's a nice one.
All right. Sun's high and these fish are sliding down.
Yeah, we just made a little adjustment. There he comes.
Oh, wait.
All right.
As long as they land in the net,
yeah, that's right. The best thing to make a great bass fisherman versus just a you know, average Joe, is versatility. The competition level that I fish, you have to be good at everything. You have to be good at sight fishing, you have to be good at flipping, you have to be good at smallmouth fishing, you have to be good at ledge fishing. And that's what I've tried to do. Someone told me that years ago, like, you can't be good at one thing, you got to be good at everything, and I've kind of taken that to heart. Yeah, just kind of a new finesse type style of bait. It almost looked like a wacky worm on the bottom, the way it kind of, this weight stays on the bottom, and then you just kind of shake it. They have these little nail weights you can get. This is a little tungsten one, and you just thread it onto the tip of the worm on the head, which you'd normally use. And then I got a little band on it, and just a little drop shot hook, and you hook it kind of in the middle. It kind of looks like a little wacky worm on the bottom, and you can keep it on the bottom and just kind of drag it. We're right on the edge of the weeds. So you do get a little bit of weeds, but you want to keep it on the edge, and that's where we've been triggering the strikes. Right in that gap again. Good one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a really good one.
Look at that. Just hang on. We're out here. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Wow.
They didn't leave, we just had to adjust how to catch them.
Oh, look at that. There. What do you think of that?
Getting better.
Wow. Those fish were just a little boar's nest in there. The fish looks like a watermelon. Got him?
Yep.
All right.
I think he's a good one. Oh yeah.
Let me know when you're ready for the net.
Here he comes. That's a nice
Oh
one.
yeah, that's a nice bass.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice fish, Chad. Wow.
How to become a well-rounded fisherman is time on the water, and that's what I tell, you know, guys will come up, because there's a lot of college and high school teams even now, which we didn't have when I was growing up, but I tell their parents, like, you got to get them on the water, and you got to, not on the same lake necessarily, you may go to a clear body of water and then take them to a reservoir and then take them to a muddy body of water, and just try to have experience on the water, and that's what it is. It's just basically time and trial and error.
This is a better one.
Nope. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Boy, they are strong.
Yeah, they are.
That was just a cool bite. My line just started to move. Hey, thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right. Pop that hook out of there. Yeah, just a beautiful bass. Just a nice average size. I tell you what, top waters are fun. When you have to use finesse, that's fun too. I don't care if it's a shaky head, Nico rig,
As long
wacky.
as they're biting, right?
Yeah, there's something about catching them on a spinning rod with lighter line too, that's fun.